So yesterday we have seen creating the strategy. So what we have done yesterday means we have actually seen the form tab. We have also seen the custom form. That means whenever you have the fields present in scalar like only text input, but you want to have some drop downs, check boxes, links, radio buttons, and all that, you will go for custom form. Okay, within the proposition. Then whenever you add properties to the custom form, you have to make sure that those properties are also added in the form tab. Because without adding the properties to the form tab, you cannot use those properties anywhere in the strategy or wherever you want. So today, let us create some. Today we'll understand some basic components in the strategy, and we will see how do we test the strategy. So yesterday we have seen you have to go here, click on start new canvas. So then here I'll give the strategy name, let us say um, basic components in strategy. So I select the business issue as grow, business group as credit cards. Like I told yesterday, you have to create strategy in your customer class. So you have to create the customer class as soon as you create your application. So now I'm just clicking on create and open. So depending on this selection, I selected grow and credit cards, right? So my strategy result will be CDH-SR-grow-credit cards. That means I can have my offers only from grow credit cards only. Okay. So now as usual, I will import the proposition data, which will import my propositions. Okay. So now I'm selecting here, import all propositions and I submit. Yesterday we have seen the filter component, right? So as part of filter component, we have seen like filter the offers which are applicable for kids. So this kind of condition we have kept yesterday and we have seen that. So let us see few more components. So first I will start with let us say set property. Yeah, let's start with set property. So what I will do here, instead of importing all offers, I will import one offer, standard card. So then I can just right click, copy, and I will paste this. So I have imported one standard card offer, and here let us say I select a rewards card. Okay, this is rewards card offer. Okay, for importing and all that, all we use is proposition data. So then we have here two modes, select mode and pan mode. Select mode means you can actually select the components. Pan mode means you can actually browse this strategy and you can move this strategy up and down. You can scroll the strategy down and up like this. That is a pan mode. Okay, using the pan mode, you can actually navigate through the strategy whenever your strategy is very big. Okay, whenever your strategy is very big. So then like this you can just move it and you can use it for selection also. Then what I will do, I will connect the proposition data to the set property. Now again I will duplicate this. So here also I'll connect from here to here. So what does set property will do? As the name suggests, the set property component is used to set a property value. Okay, the set property component is used to set a property value. That's what it will do, right? So here what I will do is I'm just importing the propositions and now double click on the set property. We can set some property values here. which will be set into the strategy result class. Okay, the output of a strategy is strategy result class. So one thing that you have to remember is for all the SR classes, see, like I told you right before, the strategy result class, SR class, will be created when you create at least one business issue with the format application ID dash SR. The format of the strategy result class is application ID dash SR. Now for all the SR classes that are created, like when you create a business issue, business group, automatically SR classes will be created, like SR dash grow dash credit cards, SR dash grow dash debit cards, like that it will be created automatically. And you can decide whether you want to create the properties under credit cards class or you want to keep it at a parent class, depending on where you want to use. Like for example, credit card price, you can keep it at credit card group level. Something like customer ID, you can keep it at SR class. Now for all these SR classes, the parent class is data dash px strategy result. Okay, so remember this class name. Every SR class will be inherited from data dash px strategy result class. Okay, so all your properties like py issue, py group, etc., they will be present in this uh, they will be present in this data dash px strategy result class only. If you see here, for example, I try to type py issue. You see here, py issue means business issue, py group means business group, py name the proposition name. So all these properties are present in this SR class only, that is the data dash px strategy result class. Okay, so now you can simply update the property values by setting the values. For example, I'll say dot average cost equal to 55. Okay, and now here I'll just say, for example, average cost of standard card. So similarly, I will set the property for rewards card. Let us say I give the average cost as some 35. So I'll say average cost of rewards card as the name of the component. Okay, now let's say similarly I will add one more component also. Right click and paste. So here I select rewards plus card. Then we will duplicate the same thing, copy, paste, and here I'll give rewards plus card, and I'll give this average cost as let's say 75. Okay, now I have given the average cost for all the three offers. See, again, you might set some property values within the proposition management itself, but here what we are doing is we are just overriding the existing data. So this property set, this set property, same like your property set that you use in activities and data transforms, right? You set the values of the properties. Same thing we are doing here also. Now let us run this. So what I will do, I'll just click on this icon I click on save and run. Now I got my output. Always you need to make sure you click your mouse on this component. This is the final component, that is output of the strategy. So the output of the strategy is now having my average cost. You see this is 35 and this is standard card, it is 55, and the rewards plus card is 75. So it has given me the updated values and it has given me the output as per my expectation. So this is actually the strategy results. So whatever you are seeing here, right? We have three strategy results. Okay, we have three strategy results. And in the strategy results, we have all this data will also be coming. Okay, whatever you added in the proposition management and whatever the OOTB data is there, everything will be coming in the output. Now that's what we use the set property is for setting the property value. If the property value already exists, the set property will override the data. That's what it will do. Now let us see the next one. Let's say I use something like prioritize. So prioritize is something like sorting. For example, if you have some records in the report definition, you will sort based on something, right? Like for example, sort ascending, sort descending, sort by average cost, like that. So same thing the prioritize will do. So right now we have three offers. Three offers are having three different prices. One is 55, 35, 75, like that. We want to sort them using a particular property. Then you can use prioritize. So just it will do sorting. Basically prioritize, what it will do is it will do sorting. So we have two options in prioritize. Prioritize based on an expression, prioritize alphabetical. So prioritize based on expression means here you have to give prioritize based on the property name that you are expecting. Based on what property? So again, very important that you cannot prioritize based on two properties. You can only prioritize based on one property. So remember that thing. Okay, just remember that thing, that you can only prioritize based on one property but not two properties. So how do I prioritize based on two properties means, again you have to add one more prioritize component. So now I'm doing prioritize based on average cost. Then I have whether you want to prioritize lowest average cost to highest average cost or highest to lowest. For example, I'm saying highest to lowest, and now I select submit. Then I connect to the results, save. So now I run again. So I have prioritized highest to lowest. So you can see that first what I got, rewards plus card, which is average cost is 75. Second I got standard card, which is 55. Third I got rewards card, which is 35. So we have highest to lowest sorting. Now after sorting, you can also decide whether you want to output all of them or whether you want to output top two, top one, like that. That also you can have. For example, you have 10 offers. You are sending 10 offers to the customers based on certain value. Whether you want to output all the 10 offers sorted or you want to give the top three, top two average cost, like that. That also you can do here. So I am selecting top one. That means whichever is the highest average cost, I am sending that as output. So now I just see the output. So you see here the output. See here I have average that is average cost of 75, which is rewards plus card. This is the final output that I got, because we are prioritizing the based on average cost, and we are giving only one offer as output, because we are outputting top one, whichever is the top one, not all of them. Second prioritizing that we have is sort alphabetical. For example, if you have some standard card, rewards card, premier rewards card, like whichever is coming first. For example, you have something like ABC card, that will be coming first, because you are prioritizing ascending by descending, ascending order. Okay, so whether you want to prioritize using a value, whether you want to prioritize using a alphabetical order. So that sorting is done by this prioritize shape. Okay, any questions still here till this component? Did you have any questions, or everything clear? Okay, no questions from anyone?
No
Fine.
question.
Yeah. So we have seen set property, which is used for setting the property value. We have seen prioritize, which is used for sorting based on a particular property value. Like I told you, cannot use another property again in the same component. You have to add one more prioritize shape, and you have to add the next value. This prioritize by value will accept only one property. But for that property, you can actually like to lowercase to uppercase or any kind of function you can add it. But you cannot add multiple properties here. So that is this prioritize component. Next, we'll be seeing the switch. Okay. Next, we'll be seeing the switch. So what this switch will do is, so switch, as the name suggests, if a condition is satisfied, it will just act like a something like similar to decision table. Okay, it will act similar to decision table, but it will evaluate all the conditions. So for example, if condition A is true, you output this. If the condition B is true, you output this. Like that it will configure. Okay, so what I will do here, if I'll say here so here I'm just connecting to the switch all of them. So what I'm doing is, say again, in every component you have something like source component. Source component means whatever the incoming component for this one. So for average cost of standard card, what is the input? Input is this one. That is called as a source component. So but if you see here, nothing is there, because no input is there for proposition data. So that is the source component here. Incoming component or input for that is called a source component. Now here I have switch. So how does the switch work? So I'm saying, if at all this condition is satisfied, then you select this option, this one. If this condition is satisfied, you say a minute. Okay. So now what I will do here, so here I will give, so you select this one when this condition is satisfied, you select this one if this condition is satisfied, otherwise you select this. That's what we are saying, right? So now here what we have to do here is select the average cost of reverse plus card. This one you are selecting. So what I will do now, I will just trigger the use of customer data. So what I will do is I'll just select dot, so I'll say if, so you see here I'm getting this one, or you can also directly say primary dot. What is the primary class? Primary class is customer class, ubank dash data dash customer, because we created this strategy in the customer class only. So simply you can say primary dot. Now I am getting all the fields that are there in the customer class. For example, I'll say if the primary dot annual income is greater than, let us say, I'll say like 1 lakh. Then you select this one, which is, let us say I select rewards plus card. If the primary annual income is greater than 1 lakh, or I'll say something like this, right? I will just stay like this, greater than 1 lakh and less than 50,000. Okay, here we have 50,000. So what I'm giving, 1 minute. Yeah, greater than 1 lakh and less than 2 lakhs I'm giving. Okay, so less than 2 lakhs. So when this is satisfied, I'm giving rewards plus card. If it is greater than 2 lakhs and less than 3 lakhs, then for example I am giving here rewards card. Then for the third one you don't need to give, simply you can just delete this and you can directly select, otherwise select this one. Okay, so if the primary income is between 1 lakh to 2 lakhs, I'm selecting rewards plus card. If the income is between 2 lakhs to 3 lakhs, then I'm selecting rewards card. Otherwise I'm giving standard card as output. So like this I'm giving and I'm clicking on submit. So that is how the switch will work. The switch will work like, if this condition is satisfied, you select this component. If this condition is satisfied, you select this component. Otherwise you select this component, the otherwise condition. So then I can give some name like switch based on annual income. So that is how it will work. And now you can connect again to the results and save it. Now how do we test this? How do we test this component here? So in order to test this component, see, till now we did not use, or we did not apply any logic against customer data. But for switch component, we are applying the logic against customer data. So okay, so we have to apply and we have to get it, we have to test it with the customer data only. Okay, so what we have to do is you expand this, expand the settings. Now we will be creating something called as customer persona. So remember this term, this is called as customer persona. Customer persona means a data transform which will mimic a customer profile. Okay, customer persona means simply a data transform which will mimic a customer profile. So for example, I'll just say test customer as the name of the data transform, and simply you just create the data transform. I'll just create it in the same customer class. Now, which all attributes you want to test, you can keep those in this data transform. Okay, which all you don't need to keep. Which all you want, you can keep it. So in my strategy, I have applied the logic for annual income. So that is enough for me to test it. So I'll just say, for example, annual income equal to 1,50,000. I'm giving like this. Save. So this is called as customer persona. Okay, customer persona means you will create a data transform and you will just give some hard coded values with some dummy customer data. Okay, so that you can test your strategy logic. So now I click on save and run. And what offer we got is we got the rewards plus card. So we got rewards plus card, and if you check the reason, you can see that rewards plus card is getting triggered when the annual income is above 1 lakh and below 2 lakhs. That is the reason we got a rewards plus card. So like this, you test your strategy logic and you do the unit testing. So this is how you do the unit testing. Then if you want to create a test case also, you can actually create a test case by clicking on convert to test. So for all the things, you might have test cases tab where you directly add a new test case, right? But for strategy, you have to run the strategy by toggle that side panel, then run the strategy, then this convert to test option will come. Now, of course, if you want to just select the results like this, and you can select like this, okay? So just you can select the output and you can give, or for now I'm just giving this, but when you are giving the output, you just give the proper output. So then you can just run this and say, for example, strategy testing. So this kind of rules is what I told you that you need to keep it in NBAD tests. So if you remember, while creating the application, I told you the purpose of this NBAD tests. So this kind of test cases, this kind of customer persona which you use for testing, this rule you have to keep it in NBAD tests. I kept in artifacts, but that is not correct. While creating only, you have to understand that this is only for testing purpose. You have to keep it in NBAD tests rule set. Okay, then you don't need to deploy that because that is only for testing. Then you don't deploy that. So we got the final output rewards plus card, which is the expected output because we are expecting this offer only for that income. So like this, you can actually test with positive values, negative values, all the values, all the scenarios using the customer persona, and you verify whether the logic is working fine or not. Okay, clear, understood what we have done?
Yes,
Is
but
it?
how we will run for more than five or six customers?
Yeah, that we will
More
see it
than
in
one.
batch run
Okay,
later.
okay, okay,
So all these three options will allow you to test the strategy with one customer. And of course, after you run, you can actually create a test case also. The test case will be coming here. Whatever the test case that you added, you see here, then you can just select this and run selected. So this is same as your unit testing that you do for when rules are all that. Okay, but creating the test case is after you run the strategy by clicking this arrow button, run the strategy, and you will get the convert to test option. Okay, so then you can actually create how many customer personas you want, you can create it, but make sure that you don't deploy them because it is not needed. Yeah, we will see how to run the strategy with multiple customers later. So now here, um, yeah, so fine, that is about this switch component. Basically switch is used to switch based on a condition. So if one condition is satisfied, you select this. If another condition is satisfied, you select this. Otherwise, you select this, like the otherwise condition. Okay, so just practice this. We'll stop it today here. Okay, we'll stop it here today, and we'll start a new topic, adaptive model, tomorrow. Okay, so we'll start freshly tomorrow, adaptive model. Uh, Again, important adaptive model, predictive model, scorecard model, all these things we'll be covering. So just utilize this time for practice. I don't know how many of you are practicing or not, but please utilize to practice. I'll send some assignment also this week. You can practice that assignment also, but meanwhile, till wherever we have done, like creating the application, creating the propositions, business issues, business groups, adding the properties to the propositions, creating the form tab, custom form, simple components that like proposition data, set property, filter component, switch component, prioritize. All these things, please practice without fail. Just listening will not be enough. If you practice, then only you will be able to remember this thing. So I'm sharing the cloud link and login ID password for that in the chat again. Please practice them till wherever we have done. Okay. So just you have to come here, go down, and then you just select the launch button, and first you log in, then you launch, then give this operator ID and password. So any questions guys while practicing previous sessions, or everything is clear? Are you practicing or not? Yes, no?
Not yet.
Not yet practicing. So practice, yes. So just try to spend some time whenever you are free and start practicing. Okay. So I'll just leave this time for you to practice now if you are free. So just practice it. Okay. Fine then. Fine. We'll connect tomorrow and we'll start with adaptive model session. But make sure you practice all these things.